Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs Show Divisional Round Weekend. We're here with Jake, Sean. We've got a couple guys on the call here. If everybody wants to say hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello. What a great weekend of football. Can't wait for the next one.
Me either. All right, game one. Probably the worst game.
All right, I'm going to kick it off.
Oh, I got to introduce the game.
Oh, yeah, we don't know what game.
People don't know. Bengals at Titans. Titans off a bye, obviously. Minus 3.5 points. One would say a sucker line. But we'll get to that. The total's 47 points. We'll start with Sean. Sean is very prepared this week. Very, very diligently took notes and is ready to go. So here we go.
just really quickly then.
Yeah.
If this was it, can we give Big Ben a round of applause?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Can we give him a round of applause? If it was it.
No, that's it.
You might find a little bit more gas in the tank.
I've already compartmentalized that memory in my brain, and I've just moved past it.
Love you, Seven.
Emotionally, I've had to move on.
Thanks for everything, brother.
Obviously, these last couple of weeks have been a great ride. What a journey it was getting to the playoffs, and it ended. I don't think we really were expecting to win, but it was good we got to see him one more time. But with that, Sean.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, so I'm riding Bengals this game. You know, if you have a bye, sometimes you come off sloppy. Depending on if Derrick Henry comes back or not, will play into the game, but I'm still riding with the Bengals. I got the money line, got Bengals plus 3.5.
Yep.
I got the under on the game, which is 47.5, and I have the under for Tannehill throwing 1.5 TDs.
Okay.
I like that.
I really hope you're right because I got the Bengals plus 3.5 too. Joe Burrow last 4 games over 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, no picks.
Yep.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they might be Montana and Rice. Like reincarnate. Like, this is ridiculous what they're doing. I've never been a Titans guy. Derrick Henry's supposed to be back. If he is back, will he be 100% of himself? If he is 100% of himself, are the Bengals going to get an early lead and they have to throw their way back into the game? And will his impact be somewhat diminished? I hope so, because I'm picking Bengals plus 3.5. That's all, though. I'm not crazy like you. One bet.
Here's my issue. The Titans are the number 1 seed somehow, some way, which means that they, slid under the radar. And I'm obviously involved in the AFC South just because of my allegiance to the Colts. But I mean, I just can't imagine the Titans being the number 1 seed, getting that first round bye, and then coming out with a loss. Like, that would just be despicable. I don't think they deserve it, and I think everything Jake said is right. They've been doing, some wonderful things on the Bengals offense. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan. Whenever it's a prove-it game, he's always, up to par. However, I don't know. I'm going to go Titans minus 3.5 here, and I'm going to go sprinkle in, since I wanted my card to be a little bit more full, I'm going to put Ryan Tannehill rushing touchdown. Anytime they're on the 1-yard line, it's been him. Granted, that was kind of without Derrick Henry, but, maybe they'll use him as a decoy. But I don't know, dude. Titans seem to get the job done sometimes. I'm taking a minus 3.5 and Tannehill TD.
So the Titans are a physical team. We know they run the ball a lot. The Bengals, on the other hand, you got Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow have a connection. I think they're going to pass a lot. I don't think this game is going to be a high-scoring game, so I'm going to take the under here. But overall, I think this is going to be the upset of the week.
Burrow to Jamar, they set the tone for this team. When they're comfortable, the team is comfortable. Joe Burrow gets 2 passing touchdowns in his last game. Jamar is over 100 yards. Look what happens. They go out there and they win that game pretty comfortably. The run game, they have it at their disposal if they need it with Joe Mixon, but they didn't even need it in that last game. They have so many weapons on this offense. And CJ Uzomah, the tight end, he was one of the best players in the first half of that game. So they spread the ball well. Their defense is in great, but it's good. It gets the job done. As for the Titans, I just feel like we haven't seen enough from them. There's been constant injuries, whether it be Julio Jones, AJ Brown on the injured reserve, Derrick Henry. They haven't been consistent with their team. The whole team hasn't really come together, and I just don't feel like I can back them after not seeing enough. So, I mean, they're too dependent on AJ Brown, and it shows. And like Julio Jones, he hasn't stepped up. He's 1 touchdown in the 10 games he's played. That's not good enough. So they haven't stood on defense in Kevin Byard, their safety. He's got 5 interceptions. So he's been phenomenal this year. Don't be surprised if he picks off Joe Burrow. But since he had the energy, they're pumped up after that first playoff win in 31 years. Take the Bengals +3, and I'm going to take the over 47 because these are 2 offensive teams.
I'm just going with a gut feeling. I'm taking the Titans -3.5. I feel like last week was the Bengals Super Bowl. They got that playoff win out of the way. I'm not too sure. It's a good step for them, but now we're talking real football. So,
You know what team averaged the most rushing attempts in the NFL this year, Sean?
Who's that?
Do you have a guess?
I'm guessing it's the Titans.
It's the Tennessee Titans, with Derrick Henry out for half the year. They're a run first team. The Bengals, over the last 4 games of the regular season, Sean, allowed the 7th most rushing yards. Josh Jacobs had 83 yards on just 13 carries last week. That's a problem. As I said earlier, this is the sucker line of Super Divisional weekend. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans +3.5. Tony was right. Everybody else was wrong. Minus. Correct.
Is that regarding Derrick Henry plays?
No, he's going to play. I'm operating with the belief that he's going to play, but I'm picking the Titans regardless. I'm not going to touch the total. If I were to have a lean, it would be under, but I'm just going to take Titans here. Titans are 7-1 straight up in their last 8 home games. That place is going to be rocking. This is a huge game for Tennessee. And, Tennessee is one of the few teams that is a state team. The whole state of Tennessee is represented by the Tennessee Titans. So they're going to be rocking. But with that, we'll go to game 2. This is where the good games come into play. 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. Believe the expected temperature, Eden could not be here. She had a prior obligation. I believe it's supposed to be around 5 degrees Fahrenheit for Scott.
Chance of snow first.
Yep. And wind chill below 0. Packers are -5.5. The total's 47.5. And we will start with Sean.
San Francisco 49ers beating the Packers.
Winning.
Money line.
Wow.
Also +5.5.
Wow.
I have the under on the game, and I have Rodgers under 2.5 TDs.
So what is this coming from? You just Packers collapse out of nowhere. Rodgers 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I just see it happening. It's in my head. It's just like I can see a picture of just Rodgers, just like with like a confused look on his face, and then next year he's going to the Steelers.
Okay. That's how it plays out. Rodgers 0-3 against the Niners in the playoffs.
So that's 5 picks right there. There's 4 in the game, and that Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh next year. It's a little sprinkled in a little future right there. Okay.
Yep.
I am going to pick the Packers -5.5. I like that it's bad weather. It's not bad weather. It's perfect Packer weather.
Perfect Packer weather.
Perfect Packer weather. Packer football weather. It's a weird matchup. It scares me, but I think Aaron's going to come out and play really well, and they'll win by a touchdown, cover the 5.
I think Tommy said it for the last game. Like, nobody really is excited to watch Bengals Titans, which I agree. This game I'm nervous for. Packers are my Super Bowl pick. They are facing arguably the hottest team in football right now in the San Francisco 49ers. Packer weather definitely helps out. And as weird of a game as this is, as hot as the 49ers are, I think Aaron Rodgers had something to prove all season. It's their year. Packers -5.5. And I'm going to redeem myself. And I am taking the first half over of 23.5. Sam Massaro is not here. Bears fan Sam, I'm doing an honor of him, as well as trying to fix my 0-5 skid of picking first half totals. But I like Packers -5.5 and the first half over of 23.5.
I will also be taking the Packers. Packers can run the ball effectively. A.J. Dillon, great running back. Aaron Jones, another great running back. They're led by Aaron Rodgers, too. You can't beat him. Jimmy G, he's just been very inconsistent this year. And I think their playoff road, trip to the Super Bowl stops here. I'm also going to take the over. If I think this is going to be a blowout, to be honest with you. So yeah, Packers minus 5.5 in the over.
I gotta agree with you, Tony. I think this is gonna be a blowout. I think like Martin said, Aaron Rodgers has something to prove this year, and I also picked him for my Super Bowl. But I'm not touching the over under here. I don't know where that could go. Probably over, but at the same time, I don't trust Jimmy G. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Packers here. I think this is gonna be an easy blowout.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's some pretty bold takes there, lads. I'm not going to sit here and moan about that Dallas game. I've seen a lot of talk about it. I'm sick about it. We just weren't good enough. End of. 49ers sucker punched us. I think we thought we were already in the next round. So that's that. Look, they shut out Dallas for 2 quarters of that game. We're the whole home team. It just wasn't good enough. But what I will say, and what you guys have kind of touched on already, they are a little banged up. Jimmy G's dealing with a shoulder sprain. Nick Bosa is in concussion protocol, and Fred Warner, the linebacker, injured his ankle. So there's a few questions there with how healthy this team actually is. The Cowboys didn't have any answer to Deebo Samuel, though. He ran right across us. It was painful to watch. But what we did do is we held Kittle to 1 catch. But it's a case of pick your poison. And for the Packers to win this game, they need to get Devontae Adams in the groove early, take the lead. You do not want to be trading to the 49ers because they have a serious defense which can shut you out. And they did that to Dallas for 2 quarters. Looking at this game, I think Aaron Rodgers, they are the superior team in my eyes, and I think they have the eyes in the NFC Championship. So I'm rolling with the Packers here minus 5.5 and 47.5 because the Packers will have time to study the offense of the 49ers, and I think this defense will be stubborn.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Scott, you had a little technical difficulties there. I don't know if you realized you sounded
Oh, no.
I thought that was on my end. For a second.
that was hilarious.
Right at you.
I'm glad that it happened, honestly. But, I mean, you said it. They couldn't stop Deebo Samuel. But do you know who has the 11th best?
Would you get that I went to Packers minus 5?
Oh, yeah.
I would guess Green Bay.
It's Green Bay, yeah. They also have the 10th best pass defense and the 3rd best turnover differential in the league. I'm taking the Packers minus 5.5. Taking the under 47.5. The last 2 times that Rodgers has played the 49ers, Sean, you know what his stats were?
What's that?
Combined 533 yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The Packers minus 5.5. Packers are 7-1 against the spread at home this season. They play well at Lambeau. This is Lambeau weather, as Jake said, perfect Packer weather. San Francisco's California team, Bay team. They're not ready for this. Also the injuries. Packers.
You're on an island on that one, buddy.
To Sunday.
I like my
A lot of people's opinions on this team may have changed last night. The Los Angeles Rams are going to Tampa Bay, Florida to play the Buccaneers. Minus 3 are the Bucs. Total's 48.5. We will start with you, Sean.
My opinion has not changed. I have the Bucks minus 2.5.
Yep.
I have
Speak up.
Bucks money line. I have the Bucks over.
You can't take a favorite money line.
Yeah, you can't take a favorite money.
Can't
That's
do that.
crossing the line.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
We're not doing money lines, dude. Like, just stop trying to add those to the cards. We do spreads on this show.
Can't do favorite.
I have the Bucks over. I believe it's like 55.
I just said it was 48.5.
Oh, well, I was looking at it.
The notes misled him.
And I have a Mike Evans anytime touchdown.
Okay. There's no way that's plus money, but we didn't tell you that.
Why not?
Like plus money, like when you look at the odds, was it like minus something?
Isn't anytime touchdown like rare? No.
Well, Mike Evans is pretty reliable. We'll let you take it though.
All right, we let
Fuck
people take Devontae Adams
Yeah,
and
Jonathan Taylor.
touchdown scorers. I will allow you that.
Yeah, that's fine.
That Bucks money line.
No Bucks money on.
You thought you're slick there.
Is there any reasoning for your pitch, Sean?
I mean, it's Tom Brady.
Do you remember all the way back in week 3 when these two teams played? The Rams won.
Yep.
By a lot.
Really?
Yep.
They did. And I think the Rams are a better team now than they were then, and I think the Bucks are slightly worse. I don't know if Fournette's playing. Hopefully he does. He's one of my favorite players. That LSU year was magical. He's back at number 7. Looks good in that number.
He's up there with one of my least favorite players.
Really?
You know why?
Because that Pittsburgh game. Sorry.
One of the best.
This is the Jags versus Steelers game, Tommy.
Aside from, listen, here's the deal. I'm going to pick the over.
Yep.
Stafford, Brady, they're going to be slinging it all over the yard. Good weather, I think, in Tampa, Eden, wish you were here.
Yep.
to give me some clear.
She's having a good time right now.
Yeah, is she? Hopefully.
Hey, hopefully.
I hope that she's having a good time. Checking her phone for the weather as we speak. But taking the over, and I'm going to go out on a limb and pick against the one guy you should never bet against. I'm going to take the Rams +3. I
see how you immediately regret.
I hate it, but I feel like the Rams, bro. I don't think Kyler Murray has played that bad since Petey.
You can't compare Kyler Murray to Tom Brady.
Well, I'm just saying their secondary and their pass rush.
You're right.
Are good enough to disrupt him, especially when. So it is Mike Evans, but he's kind of hobbled. He's been hurt since like week 12, I think. And what is it? Tyler Johnson, Cyril Grayson, some guy didn't even play football in college. He's our third best receiver right now.
Is Gronk there?
He is there.
Is Brady there?
He is there.
Give me the Bucks -3. I'll just go now. It's Tom Brady. And I know that everybody's really hot on the Rams right now, which is fair. They played amazing last night. But offensive lineman for the Bucks, big key component here. Tristan Wirfs and Ryan Jensen, starting offensive line, very good offensive linemen, are both playing. That was the question. Aaron Donald is playing as well, but those guys not playing would be a big deal. But they are playing, so that's a big deal. Also, these two teams are very, very similar from an analytics standpoint. There's not really any disparity that's worth noting. So it comes down to who do you have when it comes down to crunch time? And I'll take Brady. You guys can go.
You better not fuck this up for me, brother.
I love data and I love analytics. And when I was analyzing the data for this game, I did find a lot of similarities that didn't really provide, enough disparity for me to lean one way or the other. However, in opposition to Tommy's method of thinking, I will be choosing the Rams +3. I will also be taking the over of 48 points. God, am I excited to watch this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also taking Tom Brady under 286.5 passing yards.
Okay.
Add that to my card. Got 3 picks for this game. I don't know. Just wait and see. I have a weird feeling that Scotty Miller's going to have a good game. I don't know.
He had 8 yards last week.
Yeah, well, he's primed for a breakout maybe. I'm not putting anything on my card. It'd be pretty cool when he catches a touchdown, though. I'll be blowing up the group chat. But no, Rams +3, over 48, Tom Brady under 286.5.
I think you're right, Mark. This is the best game this week. I'm excited to watch it too. A lot of people say don't bet against Tom Brady, but I'm betting against Tom Brady. I'm taking Rams +3. Wow, like you guys watched the Rams play. Their defense was phenomenal against the Cardinals. And not saying the Cardinals offense is that crazy, but if they play like that against the Bucks next week, I think the Rams are going to win this game. I think this is probably going to throw off Brady. I'm going to take the over here too. I think this is going to be a high-passing game, high-scoring game. And give me a Gronk anytime touchdown score.
Okay.
But I'm rolling with the Rams.
You want to take the lead on that one, Tony? You want me to?
Nah, you got it, Scott.
I'll go for it. Well, look, I think this is the game, as the boys have been saying. I think it's game of the week. And I think it's also the game where Brady is possibly dethroned from last year's Super Bowl championship. I think that, look, against Philly, they stomped over Philly, but so did my Dallas Cowboys 2 weeks ago, and look where we ended up. I mean, the Philly run game is so predictable. You can just call it. It's going to happen. You know they're going to run that ball, and the Bucs did, and they called it brilliantly. But they don't have the weapons that they used to, as you guys have touched on. There's no Antonio Brown. There's no Chris Godwin. And yeah, they got the job done, but is Tyler Johnson going to cut it in such a vital game? I don't know. We need to see. And I just think I've seen enough from the Rams, especially last night. Fantastic performance against the Cardinals. I mean, they also get Cam Akers back and you have Sony Michel. So that's a great little run combination you got going on there. In the passing game, Cooper Kupp is doing it. So's Odell Beckham, another touchdown for him. He now has 6 touchdowns as a Ram. He's in great form. They are a defensive powerhouse. There's no doubt about it. They have so many weapons. And look, in the previous meeting, as Jake said, Rams won. That was in week 3. Stafford threw for 4 touchdowns. I don't know if he's going to throw for 4 touchdowns, but I think he's going to have a good game, and I think the Rams are going to win this one. So I'm taking the Rams +3, and I'm going to take the under 48.5 because the Bucs don't have the weapons that they used to, and I just don't know if they can compete.
If you need some disparity in this game, I'm undefeated anytime I bet for Tom Brady. So there's a no-brainer here. I'm taking Bucs -3. I love the Rams. I hope they win, but I can't bet against Tom. It's the playoffs. he's been doubted. Antonio Brown quit on him. That's all he needs to be juiced up for this game. Bucks -3.
Yeah, you guys are acting like Brady's never faced a good team in the playoffs before, like a good defense. Like this is nowhere near the best defense he's played.
I don't know who's acting like that. I just think that the Rams are going to win. Like I'm not like everyone respects Brady here. No one's going to provide it with any slander. I just don't think that they're going to get it done. Like it's going to be a great game. Like I said,
every position except quarterback.
I think if the Rams defense plays like the way they did yesterday, the Rams can win. And they can stop Brady. But if they don't, then I think the Bucks are probably going to win. But that's what it comes down to.
It's gonna be a great game.
It's gonna be a great game.
It's gonna be, I love it.
But
I can't wait to watch.
In my opinion, this will be a better game. Buffalo Bills, two of the hottest teams in first-round playoff history right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Buffalo Bills at Kansas City Chiefs. Woo! Chiefs are -2.5. The total's 54.5. A little bit of a healthy total there. Healthy total there. We'll go ahead and start with Sean, who appears to be editing some notes, reconsidering his bets.
20 bets from this game.
I do. Like I said, like I've been saying, this will be the game of the week. I don't think the Bucks game is going to be very interesting. It will, but it'll just be less interesting.
Okay.
I have Bills winning this game, coming off a stellar performance against the Patriots. I don't think anyone saw that. I mean, maybe they saw them winning, but not by that margin. I have Bills +2.5, Bills money line, Bills over 55. That looks the 55.
54.5, yeah.
I have a Singletary touchdown, anytime touchdown. I have an Allen rushing touchdown.
Okay.
I have a Davis anytime touchdown.
How many?
Three? Is that three right there?
Bills win. Bills money line is the same fucking thing, Sean. See, you got Bills. Oh, okay. See, oh my God, he went Bills win, Bills money line, Bills +2.5.
That's
We're not giving you two bets for
What?
So he's got Bills win and Bills money line is the same
I didn't
thing.
say that. I said money line.
Oh, well, I'm just reading your thing.
the top is just the title of the page. Bills win.
Honestly, dude, you read so many things I forgot, so now I'm just reading again. You got the over. You got Singletary, Josh Allen, and then Gabriel Davis.
Yeah.
I got 6 bets for this one.
How many bets do you have for this game, Jake?
1. All good things must come to an end.
Yep.
I think the Chiefs' reign of the AFC is
Okay.
Has Bill Belichick been embarrassed like that ever?
In the playoffs, no.
In the playoffs, no. In the regular season, maybe you go back and find a game, but Josh Allen, just take care of the ball.
Yep.
Use your big body. He runs over people like it's no one's business. And God bless him. Hopefully he stays healthy. And they're going to need him to have a Herculean performance, and I think he'll deliver. I'm going to take the Bills. I'm going to be conservative. I think they're going to win the game, but I'm going to be conservative. I'm not as ballsy as Sean here. I'm just going to take Bills +3. That's my own bet.
2.5.
Let me consult with my phone. Let me consult with my phone.
2.5.
Well, I texted you 3. All right, give me Bills +2.5. Fuck it, let's go. Let's do it. We're ready.
Martin?
Bills Mafia.
I mean, you're calling me out because clearly you want to hear what I have to say.
Well, clearly I know that you picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl. So if they lose this game, that would affect that, obviously.
I would like to point out that I placed 2 futures bets prior to the season starting. I had Bills beating Packers and Packers beating Bills. Obviously, only one of those things happened, and both of those teams make to the playoff. However, they are quite substantial payouts due to my, fortune-telling ability. With that being said, Bills +2.5 is the play here. People are going to be like, "Oh, like you're still drunk off of the mollywhopping that they had on the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick." At the end of the day, the Bills are the better team here. The Chiefs have been clicking. It was incredible to see where they've come from. Just considering how they started this year. I also like Stephon Diggs to score a touchdown in this game because I don't think Devin Singletary is really that dude. So the air attack is going to be thriving. 55 is a hefty number. Not touching it. Could see it going both ways, but Bills +2.5 and Diggs touchdown.
I'd like to put on the record too that I did say the Bills would win the Super Bowl.
Okay. On the record.
But with that being said, I'm taking the Bills plus 2.5 also. I don't know. I just think it's the Bills' time. They get it done. All that needs to be said.
Damn, short and sweet, man. Okay. Oh, the Bills smoked the Patriots. We all saw that. Josh Allen flying form, 5 touchdowns for him. Like that was amazing. Defensively, Micah Hyde, what an interception he got. But when you look at the Chiefs, I mean, they literally ran out of fireworks in that stadium because they were scoring so many touchdowns. It was touchdowns galore. Travis Kelce was throwing them. Byron Pringle was getting them. He's turned into a reliable third option for the Chiefs. The Chiefs had the better offense in this game, and I just think that it's going to prove itself. And like they have an established running back now in Jerick McKinnon. He had over 100 total yards in that game against the Steelers, and that's a good Steelers defense. So they're clicking, and what they've done, like Martin said, has been remarkable considering where they started. And I think the main difference from this Chiefs team compared to last year's Chiefs team is the O-line. It's been massively improved, and it shows. Like, these two teams faced each other in week 5. The Bills won that game, but the Chiefs were a different team then, and we all know that. So let's see what happens now, but I think the Chiefs have got it. I'm going to go Chiefs minus 2.5, and I'm going to take the under 54.5 because that just seems like way too many points for a tight playoff game.
The Bills beat the Chiefs in week 6. I think it was 38-20.
Yes,
And we know from both of these teams in midseason, they weren't playing as good. Everybody was questioning them. I think the Chiefs now, they've got a little something going. So do the Bills. I mean, after watching the Bills play the Patriots, I was like, holy shit, they might win the Super Bowl. But I'm taking the Bills. They're minus 2.5, right? I'm taking the Bills minus 2.5. I don't think the Chiefs are going to win this game.
They're plus 2.5 on it.
Plus 2.5, even better. Bills plus 2.5. I think this is going to probably come down to like the last drive or last 2 drives of the game. These are good teams, but I'm taking the Bills, and I'm taking Josh Allen to score a touchdown.
The over is hit in 4 of the Bills' last 6 games. The over is hit in each of Kansas City's last 6 games. The over 54.5 is the play of this game. These teams, I don't know what the total combined score of whatever the Bills had and whatever the Patriots or whatever the Chiefs had, but it was probably like 90 something. They just put up huge numbers in week 1 of the playoffs. And I think the over is the play. Chiefs defense, kind of a little suspect again. Bills defense, never been like amazing, decent though, but the over is the play. However, I must take a side. And it is the Chiefs, minus 2.5. The Chiefs are 5-2 straight up in their last 7 games against the Buffalo Bills. Chiefs all day. I know people are going to reference the Stephon Diggs standing on the field and watching the Chiefs, and it's like that's why they're not going to lose because he just put in so much work. And I love Stephon Diggs. I'm a huge Stephon Diggs guy. But Chiefs. And with that, we bid you adieu. But thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe. Sean, Jake, thank you for being here. Seamus, thank you for everything that you do behind the camera. And enjoy some football this week. I've got some great games this weekend. Super Wildcard weekend was horrible. 4 out of the 6 games blowouts. This weekend, great games coming up.